let's take a look at the quote to cash process within the ERP system. But before that, let's understand what does the quote to cash involves. So the basic scenario will be the customer actually inquiring about a product or services that they would like to rent from the company. Thereby, it starts from generally the quotation process. Now, in this example, I've got the registration of the customer generating the lead and opportunity. That's just to give you a background of it. Could also start from the leads coming from the inquiry from your portal or in your social media platform, etc. Basically, you would like to get the services inquiry. So that's where all these things happen. And typically, the process begins with the customer requesting for a quotation and the sales team generating the code that includes the product or services along with the quantity, price, and discounts that you would like to apply. You can do that. And then there will be negotiations where customers might want to have the negotiated prices as well, depending on the site of the deal itself. Now, followed by the same sort of way. Now, here in this example, we will take a look at two different methods by the sales order generator. So we'll take an example of service delivery and order cash. Now, the product we already covered in the order cash process. Now, for the quote cash, we're going to stick to the two different types of contracts that we'll create. One is for the time and material, and also the second one is the milestone material. Now, in the time and material billing, you will have an agreement on what the services that you would like to avail, and then how the whole project is managed. So, for example, if you have a decor company and you would like to provide architectural services to corporates or individuals, you would like to create that as a project plan, and all that is linked with the project. All of that happens within the system. So this is where we'll look at the code creation to sales order generation, followed by depending upon the services that we choose in the organizations, and it will go milestone billing and the entire flow will happen in the ERP system. Now let's switch quickly onto the ERP system and try and create the sales order itself. The way to get to this screen is go to the have a look in the ERP and click on create the new quotation. Just take one of these customer example. I will create, now in this example, I'll just start with the simplest process, which is basically milestone billing. Now, for the purpose of the demo, I'll just create, the customer would like to renovate his bedroom, and then he's trying to repair some of the leakages within his bedroom. So let's do that as a repair service, and the quotation that we're really talking about is 40 hours is the time that's required, and then it's 5 takes that, and then the calculation is being made. Now, you would like to apply, let's say, 5% discount on the rate card to customers, and apply that, and all of that is calculated here. And as you can see, there's a cost associated with this repair service, and based on the cost that we maintain in our data, it's automatically calculating the margins. Now, this particular feature is closely linked to the CRP, many software service. But we have that margin calculation, and depending on your user profile and the user roles, that will be visible. So it's always good to have that exposed to the senior member of the sales team so that they can actually check and offer the best rates possible to customers. Now, since we've already created it, so this will go as a milestone-based billing because there's no background project that's linked to it. So it's a simple milestone-based billing, and it's a 40 hours. So he can say that I would like to bill once the initial billing will be like 10% of the cost will be initially billed as a down payment, and then the 50% will get billed at midway of 40 hours finishing or half the repair is complete, and the final billing will be at the 40 hours. So let's look at all of those things shortly. So let's go ahead and confirm this quotation. And once the customer is happy with the quotation, that can be confirmed, and then obviously the sales order gets taken. Now, at this point in time, the sales order is fully confirmed, and it's not for everything. Now, after this one, you would say that, okay, now I would like to just create the initial down payment invoice. Now, you go ahead and create the down payment invoice, and then let's say so 10% collect the down payment. Let's go ahead and create the down payment. So now, for the total value, we try to collect the down payment of 10%, and that's going to say that's calculated, and the invoice is ready to generate. Now, this is the initial invoice that's created, and we are good to go. Okay, so now let's go back to the sales order and then say, let's say the service is delivered and 50% of the job is done. So we can go back here and then say out of 40 hours, we completed 20 hours, and 50% of the job is done. We can go and save this document. Now, once that's saved, what you could do is go ahead and generate the remaining part of the invoice. So here we'll correct the rest of the 40%. So what we'll do is we'll create a regular invoice, and followed by deducting any amount that we actually charged as a down payment. So we'll create a 50% invoice collection at this point. So go ahead and create the invoice for another remaining 50%, and this is where you see the invoice is generated and good to go. So this is where all the integrated services will be linked with the invoicing and accounting and accounting exposed and all the integrated tools will be together. This is a classic example where you could be simply billing the customers based on the milestone services that are rendered from the and then we'll shortly take a look at how we can also generate the project-based billing, which is a time and material. So what you need to do is create an order with that specific service product, which is the time and material element. So in this case, what we did is we kind of created a repair service, which is basically a milestone billing. Now I'll just show you once the page was complete. So that's complete. Now what we'll do is just go back here and we'll just check for the generated. So let's go back and check the service how it will set up in the system. So I go to the master data, as soon as I click on that one, it just goes to the master data and it's milestone based. That's why we have that model where we can just create milestone. Now, as we've seen the down payment invoice and also the initial milestone based billing. So at this point in time, we'll go ahead and confirm, say, we completed the full billing and we are good to go. And what happens is we'll just save this document and we are ready for the invoicing for the remaining part. So let's go ahead and create the remaining part of the invoice. Let's create the regular invoice. And it's pretty much the same thing, and the invoice is generated. As you can see, there's a remaining invoice. So for this particular contract, we actually generated 3 different invoices at different phases of service delivery. So this is a classic example of how the milestone-based billing works in the system. This is part of the right? So let's go back and check the milestone-based billing part. We'll just open up something slows in the system. So there's a lot of things happening behind the scene to be able to calculate and actually observe those and just so it's taking a little bit over there for the usual response time. So usually all this billing happens behind the scenes, so it doesn't really happen manually. There's an automation job that runs every day, and the automated way to plan bills and takes care of generating invoices, sending emails to the customers, etc. You can see that so that's how we take it. Now let's go back to another example where we just go ahead and create one more quotation where we just set the same customer and just now this time around we'll just say the senior architect for deco services. So as you can see, that one is about, let's say we will use 50 hours of senior architect's time, and this is basically the milestone time limit basically we have, right? So go back and check how this is all based on the timesheet. Now this is where it's more interesting to sort of see. So as soon as you create this particular confirm this particular quotation, so the code is created, that's good. Now what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and create the sales order. So as soon as we create sales order, we will see the project is already generated. Go back and confirm the quotation. And once the quotation is confirmed, as you can see, it's about 50 hours, all these calculations are taken care of, the margins, etc. What's more interesting is this is not a delivery, physical product delivery service delivery. This is a project that is created, and at the back of the project, there will be a task list item that is delivered. Now here is where the senior architects from the company can actually start updating, okay, assigning that task, etc. Just go ahead and say, assign this to me, and I'll go on that. Now at this point in time, I can just go ahead and add my timesheet. So we'll start the performance project, and I can say, let me say I just want to work for 20 hours this week, so I'm just going to timesheet. And what happens is this timesheet is available. So you save that one, and if I go back to sales order itself, you will see there is a timesheet, a burn rate which is recorded there, and then even at this is at the project level, right? You can also see what markets it's called. But even at the order level, you will see there's a 20 hours delivered. Now, because that's been delivered, that the invoice is available for you to pull the customers. Now, I just go ahead and create the invoice and then say regular invoice, and what happens is it just takes that number and automatically generates the invoice. Now, this is quite interesting because the employees can automatically start reading the tickets. Invoice behind the scenes will automatically get generated, and customer will be periodically depending on your sales. In all these things, the whole management of the code creation, content management to the project itself, managing the individual tasks in the project, and employees on a daily basis, adding the attendance and also updating their timesheets against the projects. All of that management is pretty easy, and it's very transparent as to how the systems are fully integrated. Now, in addition to that one, you could also see if sometimes the project delivery, you could see there is a time that's succeeding or extra work that's coming in, so you would have the ability to monitor the margin, the burn rate, etc. against the project level. So you can refer to the very much more you do the ERP and the second video. A lot of things happens in that one. You could monitor that one, the project itself. So if I just go back to just one example, just to show you here how the project looks like, so you can see this whole discussion that's there. You can also see what the burn rate is, etc. And you can check how the projects are kind of milestone-wise it's looking, and what the weekly updates, etc. So all of that things are more transparent to the customer. So as you can see that there's a margin of 2,500 hours that's billed, etc. So this is pretty handy tool, and here you can start updating the weekly updates, etc. So this is where the entire project, the contract, the billing, all of that is actually integrated. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much.